Before social media, influencer culture and surveillance capitalism defined our lives for good. Married with children kept returning to the same unsettling conclusion. We are not just consumers, we're part of the product. Privacy, leisure, and personality are all being compromised, controlled, and monetized. Al and Peg discover the motel they're staying at is taping their intimate moments. They decide to sue and take the motel to court. Due to the controversial nature of the episode, which was based on a real case, it was originally banned for over a decade. The number of hotels and Airbnbs that have been exposed in the last couple of years for illegal cameras inside private rooms is disgusting and concerning. Cameras are evolving to be as unnoticed and as camouflaged as ever. They're getting cheaper, smaller, and more versatile. And with exposure comes vulnerability. People exploit it for profit and entertainment. Before there were people on the wall. Now there are actual devices, hidden in plain sight and violating people's private moments. The eye is replaced by a digital one. Criminal and predatory activity expands. There's footage now which can be permanently stored, live streamed, sold, and with the rise of AI, altered. Meta glasses have become the new trending vehicle for street pranks. Funny at best, but morally dubious when thousands of people end up online without their knowledge, for the sake of a few clicks and 1 minute amusement. We're moving beyond the phrase, our phones are watching us. We're constantly surrounded by devices that listen, watch, and record our private and public moments. They pose security and ethical risks that we might not even be aware of, or at this point, we've grown numb. Bud and Kelly set their parents on a free vacation, only for Al and Peg to discover that they are being forced to listen to a salesman as part of a timeshare sales pitch.
It's our anniversary. You can at least have the decency to step outside and give us 3 seconds to have sex.
Not until I played my trump card. Folks, if you buy here in Hurricane Hole, your celebrity neighbor will be, yes, Ed Kooky Burns.
The title pays an homage to My Dinner with Andre by Louis Malle, because who doesn't love a cheeky episodic title? The rise of influencer brand trips, sponsor vacations, and dating shows. What would people not do for the promise of a free event, a free date, free food, free transportation, and free clothes? What could be better than that? Selling your ethical and moral codes to be backed up by profit-driven companies that care little about us is now the norm. People's desperation for clout and leisure lavishly exploited and backed up by brands. So what's the catch? Having to constantly televise, promote, and broadcast your private, special moments? Meanwhile, the colossal facades that separate the starving audience with the overtly flaunting influencers are corrupting our perceptions of reality. And then there's aggressive marketing, appearing on degenerate companies that produce slop like Temu or Amazon, who take advantage of mainly the working class. Deals that seem too good to pass. Junk that's affordable, but have the lifespan of a fly. Designed with the mindset of a digital casino. Addictive, numbing, and disorienting. All for instant gratification. The thrill is as cheap as the online purchase. Nothing is really free, is it? When it's accompanied by a stream of never-ending ads. When our data is being collected and sold. When fake job listings exploit people's time, personal information, and despair. What about scammy apps that promise free cash for surveys, free cash for working, free cash for playing games? We become the product the moment we decide to give away not just money, but time, attention, and information. Kelly goes to Hollywood to become a TV host, originally to talk about her damn blonde experiences, but is eventually pressured into becoming a conservative girl who preaches to her audience on how to conform to standards that she wasn't even aware existed.
What I'm saying is, we love what you're doing. Don't change a thing. But before you go on, we just have a few tiny little suggestions.
It predicted the two extremes that are now flooding social media, a barrage of hypocrisy and corrupted identities which are fighting for our attention. Whether we're talking about the rise of podcasts who want nothing less but to shame and belittle women, or the rise of conservative TikTokers like tradwives and Mormons, or the rise of OnlyFans promotional content, the goal is either to shame people or shock people. It's the quickest, most algorithmically perfect way of hooking audiences in. Rage bait it till you make it. Rage bait enough and you blend the boundaries between satire and reality, seen through the extremes of online content, from manosphere and conservatism to openly vulgar content. For online personas, influencers, and celebrities, their identity is their product. Trends and declining attention span dictate retention rates, views, and likes. This pressure, stemming from all sorts of internal and external sources, for more absurdism, or to pivot accordingly, for the sake of staying relevant. But pivot too much, and you might lose your faithful audience. It's a tough juggle.
Tell the folks why you bought here in Hurricane Hole.
You gave me one for free, Stan.
Good kook. So what do you say, folks? It's just $6 down.
I don't have that kind of money.
There's no relaxation, no escape, and no opportunities without a catch. When the systems around us are designed to constantly pressure us, catch our attention, and sell us something, or sell our data. Married with Children couldn't possibly fathom the scope of relevance these themes would uphold just 20 years later. Yet there was a great understanding on their part regarding how commodified everything has become. With financial constraints, choices are limited, and exploitation is rising. We've seen this concept evolve since the dawn of time. Now, we have the pleasure of examining it through the lens of new systems and institutions. The desire to participate in online activity, cheap holidays, and stardom all come with a price tag. And more often than not, it is not in the form of numbers. When our sense of self or privacy, our leisure is being monitored and compromised, are we really free, or are we just willing to pay the price?